Hello everyone, welcome back to 70s and 80s talk. So I'm taking us back to the 70s, I'm taking us back to the mid-70s, 1975. I am going to be reviewing Alice Cooper's debut solo album, because he was in the band before, and then he went solo. I have reviewed his album Trash. If you're an Alice Cooper fan and want to see more reviews of Alice Cooper albums, I have reviewed Trash if you want to check that out. So this album is what is called a concept album, so it's basically each song is following on from each other and telling a story. There was a film actually made about this as well, which is quite cool. I haven't seen it, but I didn't even know anything about it until I reviewed this album and was researching into it. So it's right, let's have a look. So it's actually called Welcome to My Nightmare, that is what it's called. And it's about a boy called Stephen in his nightmares. It's basically what it's about. So I think the film actually came out in 1976, so it came out after. Did it? This is 1975 there, though. Who knows if you can even get hold of it now, I don't know. No idea. Yes, I brought here actually to come up with songs which carry on from each other. It must be quite a difficult thing to do, because each song you're going to be thinking, how does that link back to that one? And probably the further you go down, probably it gets harder, I imagine. So yeah, that's quite impressive to have done something like this. It's quite a cool, creative way to create an album. I love the album cover. It does make me think of Def Leppard with the yellow triangle. One thing I haven't actually done, I haven't wrote what, like, chart-wise it got in it. I know there was, like, mixed reviews about it when it came out. I read that. So it reached number 5 in the US Billboard 200. There's no mention here about UK. That's quite good though, actually. Especially, yeah. That's quite good, actually, to have reached that. It's silver in the UK and it's platinum in the US. Yeah, again, quite good, that. So number 1 is Welcome to My Nightmare. So that's the start of this story. I'll be honest, I didn't like it. I would have liked to have seen more of a variation in the guitar riff, and it could all do with just raising, I think. I found it a bit flat in a way. So number 2 is Devil's Food. This is very 70s, very 70s sound, which is just great. I didn't like the backing singing, and it had this weird echo effect on the vocals, and I couldn't even work out if it was the backing vocals or if it was Alice's vocals. I'm not sure, but didn't like whatever that was. There wasn't really much going on vocally. There's this wavy sound to it as well. The whole song is like going in and out. I mean, they might have done that deliberately, but I didn't like it. Now there's a speaking part in it, and I don't know if it's the guy of Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller, because it sounds very similar. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't for me, that song. So number 3 is Black Widow, which works well with the last song because it talks about Black Widows. Yeah, and we have the voice again talking. I don't like talking in songs, but actually it was less time of the song on this one than the last, so preferred that. I think I'd actually heard this song before. I have no idea where I've heard it, but I think I've heard it before. Overall, I found it alright. So number 4 is Some Folks. It's not that dark. It's not that metal for Alice Cooper, really. It's interesting. It's still eerie and strange, though, definitely. This song has more of a 60s or even 50s vibe, I think. I do like it. It's quite a nice song. It shows a side to Alice I never knew about. I always imagined Alice Cooper was in Poison or House of Fire, Bed of Nails, that more rocky and metal version of himself. So to hear this was quite a great moment. I was like, oh, okay, this is quite good. So yeah, I quite like that. Definitely shows his diversity and therefore his talent. So number 5, which I haven't wrote what it's called. Why haven't I wrote that down? Is Only Woman Bleed. Yes, that one. Yes. I think this is being used about quite a bit, this song actually, which I didn't realise. Definitely 70s sound, and again, it's quite simple. Again, a totally different idea of what I had in my head as Alice Cooper. I really like this song. I think it's quite an empowering song actually. It's very calm and it's got very good lyrics. So on side 2, when you had side 1 and side 2 back in 1975. So I'm going to start now from like 1 again because this is side 2. So 1 is Department of Youth. 70 sounds straight away, which is what you would expect. I know I'm not going to like this song straight away when I was listening to it. That is not what I wanted to say. I know I'm going to like this song straight away. Due to the bass guitar in it. I just totally read that wrong there. It's got quite a different drum sound to it that's more subtle, I guess. It reminds me of a 5 Seconds of Summer song for some reason. One thing I noticed at the end, there's this like scream at the end, and I was like, did they like time travel Justin Hawkins from The Darkness back to 1975 to get him to record that scream? Because honestly, listen to it. If you're a fan of The Darkness, listen to it. It sounds like Justin Hawkins. So number 2 is called Ethel. It's a jam, this one. Again, I think it has touches of 50s and 60s sound in there, which is very nice. I love the drama and Alice's voice in this one. It really brings that story alive, what he's telling through those lyrics. Everything works very well together, and I love the guitar in this one. I'd say the side 2 is going a bit better than side 1. So number 3, it's rather a creepy start. The guitar and the keys, though, I found a bit annoying. It was a bit too much because they were like overlapped, which works in some songs with me. And this, it was too much. I didn't like that. It almost was like it wasn't in tune. That's the only way I can describe it. Again, they might have done this deliberately. I don't know. There's these odd sounds in there. Again, probably were done deliberately to make this creepy effect. But for me, I was just like, no. I didn't like it, unfortunately. I literally was going positive there, wasn't I? I'm like, yeah, I don't like this one. I felt like I didn't like the feeling it made me feel. It made me feel a bit anxious. And then you got that flute at the end. A bit odd. But I think that's probably maybe what they were trying to create. So actually, if that is what they were trying to create, they've done that well. So number 4 is Stephen, which is the whole point of this album. It's about Stephen's nightmares, or nightmare. I think it's just 1, is it? I don't know. So the album, I feel like is getting a bit more odd now. The song, it does get a bit more intense, this song, but I didn't like it. Unfortunately. I keep saying unfortunately, that's my new word now. The keys are all my mind was focusing on. That's the only thing I could hear. They were distracting in a bad way. I found the song quite theatrical, which isn't my cup of tea, but if it's someone who likes that sort of thing, probably would have liked this song. So number 5 is The Awakening. More keys. Wasn't for me. Number 6, Escape. I found this better than the other ones. I feel like there's more of a jam to it. I actually like this one. It's got a good beat to it as well, and you've got these odd twinkles of sound. I think it might be like a triangle or something, I don't know, chimes maybe. Quite like that added touch in there. So yeah, a bit of a more positive note to end that review. So overall, there's actually some decent songs on here. I hadn't heard any of these apart from, was it the Black Widow one? But there's some on there that, yeah, are quite decent. I like, we'll listen to again. But there's also some songs here which are totally not for me. and that's just how it is. And again, there's nothing wrong with this album. It's not a bad album. There's not bad songs on it. It's just, personally for me, there's songs on here which weren't for me, that I didn't like. And I think for me though, listening to Alice Cooper, I prefer his more heavier rock metal songs than these more less rockier songs. I'll describe it as that. Yeah. So that is it for this album review. Like I said in the last video, the next album I'm going to review is a Greatest Hits Journey album, which have got some absolute bangers on there, so I'm looking forward to finishing that review because I started writing it but haven't finished it. Going to be some pick and mixes in there, maybe Van Halen and ZZ Top. I want to review something of Foreigner. I want to review another Whitesnake album and another Survivor album, because Survivor are my favourite band. I'm thinking Eye of the Tiger because I think that was their most popular album. So yeah, thank you for watching everyone. Take care now. Bye bye.